If you believe it, you create it. Brian Tracy. Picture a key unlike any other, one capable of unlocking every door that leads to success and personal fulfillment. That key isn't found in the outside world, it lies within you. Its name is If You Believe It, You Create It. This message invites you to explore the extraordinary influence your beliefs have on the reality you experience and how they can reshape every part of your life. Prepare to step into the realm of manifestation and positive thinking from a fresh, powerful angle. Drawing from the insights of best-selling author Brian Tracy and psychotherapist Cristina Stein, this approach brings together practical tools designed to help you uncover and dismantle mental patterns that hold you back. Their method serves as a guide to overcome harmful beliefs that sabotage your goals or prevent you from experiencing genuine happiness and fulfillment in your daily life. Throughout this journey, you'll come to understand how negativity, whether conscious or hidden beneath the surface, affects your character, your worldview, and the choices you make. You'll learn how to take back control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. How to turn limiting patterns into empowering ones, and how to embrace the unexpected changes life inevitably brings with greater clarity and confidence. Brian Tracy is widely recognized as a leading figure in the fields of personal and professional development. As an author and speaker, he has produced numerous influential books on self-improvement and leadership that have become staples for anyone interested in business success and personal growth. His lifelong mission centers on guiding individuals toward realizing their fullest potential. Over the course of his career, he has focused on sharing practical methods to achieve success, build productivity, strengthen leadership skills, and foster personal transformation. His purpose is clear: to motivate people to set meaningful goals, break through their barriers, and create success across every area of their lives. If you're ready to push past your limitations and pursue your boldest aspirations, this book was made for you. If there's one audio you shouldn't skip today, it's this one. Here's my challenge: listen to this summary with complete focus, apply at least one piece of advice during the week, and then share in the comments the positive shift you noticed. Why people get stuck. Let's begin with the introduction. Brian and Stein present the central concept of the book, the winning mindset. The core idea is that our beliefs and thoughts shape our reality. Chapter 1, Why People Get Stuck. To improve our circumstances and reach the level of success we desire, the first transformation has to occur within our own thinking. The authors explain that our mindset shapes the choices we make and ultimately determines the outcomes we experience. They point out that many people remain stuck in unfulfilling situations because they operate under negative, limiting mental habits. These patterns often develop slowly over the years and can remain hidden unless we make a deliberate effort to observe and shift them. If you want another tone more motivational, more formal, or more conversational, just let me know. In the opening chapter, Brian Tracy and Cristina Stein explore why so many individuals remain stuck in unfulfilling circumstances, unable to advance or unlock their full potential. Through a mix of examples and insightful explanations, they break down the emotional and psychological elements that contribute to a life of stagnation. They describe the human mind as an incredibly powerful supercomputer, but one that comes without a user guide. Even though we are equipped with extraordinary potential, many people lack the knowledge or skills to direct their thoughts in ways that lead to success and well-being. As a result, they operate far below what they are truly capable of achieving. A central cause of this paralysis is the influence of limiting beliefs. Often rooted in early life experiences, these beliefs solidify over the years and function like invisible walls that block progress. They emerge from several key sources. Past experiences, moments of failure or disappointment can shape negative assumptions about what we can or cannot do. External influences, the words and judgments of influential figures, parents, teachers, employers affect the way we perceive ourselves. Culture and society, social norms and cultural expectations can restrict our sense of what is achievable. The authors also discuss the comfort zone, a mental state where we feel safe and in control, but which can become a trap. Staying in this zone prevents risk-taking and exploring new opportunities, both essential for growth. Self-talk plays a key role as well. Many people maintain negative internal dialogue full of doubt and criticism, damaging their confidence and motivation. Changing this pattern is essential to overcoming stagnation. Exercise Chapter 1. To identify areas where one might feel stuck, the authors suggest making a list of key life areas: career, relationships, health, rating your satisfaction in each. Identifying which areas show dissatisfaction and what limiting beliefs may be at play. They also emphasize continuous learning and personal development as vital to breaking negative patterns and opening new paths to success. Chapter 2. What's holding you back? This chapter focuses on two major psychological barriers that prevent people from moving forward. 1. Fear of failure. This fear often takes shape early in life when children are discouraged from exploring or taking risks, hearing phrases like "don't do that" or "you can't." As adults, this conditioning turns into avoidance of new challenges and missed opportunities. Can't thoughts as weeds in a mental garden, vegetation that must be removed so healthier, empowering beliefs can take root. 2. Fear of rejection, rooted in childhood experiences of conditional affection. This fear develops when approval depends on meeting certain expectations. Later in life, it leads people to constantly seek validation from others, conceal their true emotions, and limit their ability to grow or express themselves authentically. The authors also present the law of belief, which explains that our beliefs act as lenses shaping how we perceive reality. Negative beliefs restrict our possibilities, while positive ones help us expand and progress. Cristina Stein proposes a therapeutic visualization technique in which limiting beliefs are imagined as objects or creatures. By giving these beliefs a form, individuals can externalize them, recognize their impact, and consciously replace insecurity with a sense of personal power. Exercise Chapter 2. Choose a past experience that still triggers guilt, anger, or feelings of inadequacy. Reinterpret the situation by considering the circumstances and the expectations you had at that moment in your life. Imagine speaking to your younger self. What advice or comfort would you offer? Identify the insights or strengths that emerged from that experience. This process helps reshape your understanding of the past, release lingering negative emotions, and create space for a more constructive, uplifting mindset. Holding on to resentment weighs us down like lead and stops personal progress. Forgiveness Exercise Chapter 3. Write down 3 to 5 people you're still angry with. For each, repeat, "I choose to let this go, and I forgive them for everything." Chapter 3. Releasing the Past, Why Forgiveness Matters. The authors emphasize that the ultimate purpose of life is to experience happiness, and to reach that state, we must free ourselves from the emotional burdens we carry. They introduce the law of forgiveness, which teaches that our mental well-being depends on our ability to forgive, let go, and continue moving forward. 3 key psychological principles are highlighted. Emotion. Every choice and behavior is driven by an underlying feeling. Habit. Whatever we repeat eventually becomes automatic. Substitution. Unhelpful thoughts can be consciously replaced with constructive ones. Whenever a negative thought surfaces, the practice is to switch it immediately for a more positive alternative. One recommended exercise involves writing a letter that expresses all your resentments. The letter should end with an explicit statement of forgiveness. Whether you choose to send it or destroy it doesn't matter. The therapeutic effect comes from the act of writing itself. Ultimately, the chapter teaches that forgiveness is a pathway to inner calm, emotional release, and genuine freedom. Chapter 4. Transform your mindset, transform your life. In this chapter, the authors reiterate a core idea: our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions shape the quality of our lives. It's not the events themselves that determine how we feel, but the meaning we assign to them. Two people can live through the same situation yet respond in completely different ways because of their internal interpretation. They reintroduce the law of substitution, explaining that we have the power to swap a negative thought for a positive one at any moment, creating an almost immediate shift in how we feel. By reframing past experiences and memories, we can let go of bitterness, hurt, or lingering negativity. The authors also revisit the law of cause and effect, which states that everything occurs for a reason and that specific outcomes arise from specific actions. In this sense, our thoughts play a direct and active role in shaping the reality we experience. Their conclusion is clear: when we consciously choose a positive outlook and take responsibility for how we interpret our experiences, we open the door to greater happiness and long-term success. Chapter 5: The Impact of Small Shifts, Why Reinvention Matters. This chapter centers on the idea that transformation begins with accepting that change is a constant part of life. The authors explain that the world moves quickly and solutions that worked in the past may no longer be effective today. Success, they argue, belongs to those who learn to adapt. Growth requires stepping beyond the comfort zone and embracing the unfamiliar. People who thrive are proactive. They take initiative, own their decisions, and continuously reshape themselves to meet new challenges. Rather than resisting change, the authors encourage viewing it as a doorway to progress, improvement, and new possibilities. Chapter 6: The People Around You, Why Relationships Matter. The authors emphasize that genuine happiness is closely connected to the relationships we build. Individuals with strong self-esteem naturally create healthier connections. When you value yourself, you treat others with more kindness and confidence, and they respond in the same way. To help strengthen the self-esteem of the people around us, the authors present the 5 A's: acceptance, appreciation, approval, attention, admiration. The chapter also examines romantic relationships and identifies several common sources of conflict, such as weak commitment, negative assumptions, incompatibility, ineffective communication, unmet emotional needs, lack of respect. They stress the importance of surrounding yourself with uplifting, positive individuals and regularly consuming positive mental nutrition such as books, audio programs, and educational materials to support emotional balance and a healthy mindset. Chapter 7: Move Forward, The Path to Success and Happiness. In this chapter, the authors highlight that nothing meaningful happens without action. The chain is simple. Your thoughts shape your emotions influence your actions, and your actions ultimately determine your results. By mastering your thoughts, you gain control over the direction of your life. They outline 7 core elements behind major achievements: values, vision, mission, purpose, goals, priorities, actions. After clarifying your goals and establishing what matters most, the next step is to take immediate action. Small, consistent steps taken daily generate momentum and help break through stagnation. The authors note that successful people share common traits: they take initiative, they act decisively, and they adjust quickly when circumstances change. One of the most powerful messages in personal transformation is the idea that you must be willing to let an old version of yourself die. Just like the phoenix that turns into ashes before rising stronger, humans must sometimes break old identities, patterns, and beliefs to create space for something new. Growth is impossible without release, and release requires courage. Many people hold on to who they once were because it feels safe, familiar, and predictable. But the truth is that clinging to outdated versions of yourself creates emotional weight and mental limitations. You cannot become the person you aspire to be while defending the identity that has kept you stuck. Letting go is not losing, it's evolving. Transformation begins with a simple but profound decision. I am no longer that person. When you declare this to yourself, you break the invisible psychological chains that bind you to the past. This decision marks the start of your personal rebirth. Every step forward becomes an act of creation, shaping the person you are meant to become. Imagine looking at your old self with compassion instead of judgment, understanding that your past was simply a chapter, not the entire book. When you detach from guilt and regret, you free your mind from emotional prison. From that freedom emerges clarity, allowing you to set new goals and embrace a new identity aligned with your dreams. Reinvention is not just about changing habits, it's about redefining your mindset. The phoenix doesn't reuse the feathers from its old form, it creates entirely new ones. Similarly, you must build beliefs, routines, and behaviors that support your new life. Reinvention becomes a conscious choice rather than a reaction to circumstances. The moment you choose to rise, life begins presenting opportunities, insights, and people aligned with your new path. What once seemed impossible starts to feel achievable. Why? Because your internal world has shifted. Your thoughts and emotions now push you forward instead of holding you back. Your mind becomes your ally instead of your obstacle. Of course, the process is not always comfortable. Growth often requires walking through uncertainty, facing fears, and abandoning the illusion of control. But this discomfort is confirmation that you are leaving the old self behind. The pain of transformation is temporary. The pain of staying the same lasts a lifetime. To rise like a phoenix, you must surround yourself with environments that nourish your rebirth. Consume positive content, invest in personal development, and connect with people who inspire you. Your surroundings can either fan your inner fire or extinguish it. Choose what strengthens your wings. Every rebirth begins with a spark, a single action that symbolizes your commitment to change. Start small. Wake up earlier, read a chapter of a book, practice gratitude, or learn something new. These small victories accumulate and create momentum. Over time, you begin to trust yourself again. And confidence is the fuel of transformation. In the end, becoming a new version of yourself is not about perfection, but progression. Just like the phoenix rises brighter each time, you can rise stronger after every challenge. The message is clear. Your past is not your prison. Your beliefs create your reality, and your actions shape your future. Choose to rise, choose to reinvent yourself, choose to become the person you were always meant to be.